Welcome to the bonfire. This is Deus Ex Human Revolution, Director's Cut, Part 10. And here is Andy and my cup of tea with, I don't know if you see that. I think you see that. That's Pahomov and Epiphansev. And here we also have Pahomov and Epiphansev photoshopped into Crusaders, and here they are business people, and it's very hot. It's cold and hot. So what I'm saying is that this was my a present from my best friend, and we love this film Green Elephant, but you must not watch it because it's really cringy, it's trash, but it's a big part of meme culture in Russia, and we know all the phrases from this movie. So yeah, like if you decide to act against my advice, which is given in best possible intention, so do it at your own discretion, I warned you. Okay, that was my disclaimer. And yep, so let's begin. Where did we stop? Somewhere before something big started, because well, that my student Nick said that I was to expect something really challenging here. I don't know if it's really true, but let's see. Yeah, just too many wires. Right. Lasers. He said that I can go through lasers while invisible. So let's check it later because I don't want to spend my energy. Archive. And we have to go here, right? That means that we can enjoy some time hacking inside. Computer. Security system. And yep. I missed you hacking. Whoa, that was fast. Clearance. Lagging. Can I hack the? No. Oh.
Access granted.
Slow. Want to reload. Urgent response needed. Attention, the President CEO of Sir confidential business proposal. Having consulted with my colleagues and based on information gathered from the Nigerian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, I have the privilege to request for your assistance to transfer the sum of 47,500 million. What? Oh, I thought 47,500,000 credits. I was trying to read the number, I wasn't looking at the brackets. Into accounts. The above sum resulted from an over-invoiced contract executed commission. Should not here be the comma. And paid for about 5 years ago by a foreign contractor. This action was, however, intentional, and since then the fund has been in suspense account at the Central Bank of Nigeria, Apex Bank. We are now ready to transfer the fund overseas, and that is where you come in. It is important to inform you that as civil servants, we are forbidden to operate a foreign account. That's why we require your assistance. The total sum will be shared as follows: 70% for us, 25% for you, and 5% for local and international expenses incident to the transfer. The transfer is risk-free on both sides. I am an accountant with the Nigerian National Transhumanism Corporation, an NTC. If you find this proposal acceptable, we shall require the following documents: your banker's name, telephone account and fax numbers, your private telephone and fax numbers for confidentiality and easy communication, your letter-headed paper stamped and signed. Alternatively, we will furnish you with the text of what to type into your letter-headed paper, along with the breakdown explaining comprehensively what we require of you. The business will take us 30 working days to accomplish. Please reply urgently. And you know, some people, when they study English, they in Russian we have this word which is a complete equivalent to the word day, but it's just more business oriented, and so they say how to say this exactly with business air in English, and unfortunately I think there is only days, nothing else. Well, and I don't know what this email related to actually. Maybe we're going to learn it later in the game. Now the alarm panel, let's hack it too, hopefully without any accidents this time. Fortification. Maybe I need to invest into fortification to nuke.
Access granted.
Actually, I think I broke even with this hacking because I spent 1 nuke or even 2 nukes and a stopworm virus. Something is happening with my hacking. I'm not growing. Why is it so fast?
Access granted.
Don't like it. It's kinda wrong. I don't accept that to happen. Know what I'm drinking? What? Oh, I'm drinking tree birch tea with raspberry jam. I'm talking like I'm a robot. So I'm drinking tea which is birch leaves with raspberry jam. Very tasty. Very tasty. Why is it not detecting me? What? Why?
Access granted.
5 experience? Is it a joke? Okay. Dutchman, bad news. Ben says windmills slipped their net, somebody help him, which means all those little Easter eggs he hid inside our systems just became our biggest security threat. Ready the team, we might have to go line by line till we find them. Alright. That's alarming. They know that I'm around. That's what I have to conclude here. PT. The game saved. There was an autosave. That's a bad sign. Don't like it. 15 credits. Is it a joke? Peps. Energy pack. Good. Hack. Detection 15%. What is happening?
Access granted.
I'm messing up. Okay, buy chips for Lim. It's a massive order, but when Madame Zhao barks at there, is there any other option but to deliver and figure out something? Any idea what this thing does or why Limp wants so many? Or am I just being stupid to even ask? Boggin. And there was this previous message. Boggin, I've got the penthouse breathing down my neck about that new biochip order. We cannot have any production line screw-ups with this one. Can you line handle it? Because it has to be delivered to Lim Corporate for worldwide distribution within the week, or it will be both our heads. Please tell me you can do it. Russian. Zixin. Or Zishan. I'm sending down a new nerve interface prototype that the penthouse wants mass-produced and delivered to Limp as of yesterday. Paperwork to follow. You can, but can you begin assembly line factoring as soon as you receive the chip and warn Boggin's team they'll have to manufacture it? This one's sensitive, Z. No one but you, me, and Boggin's team should see the chip. Here. And this we have read. I still struggle with this kind of date enumeration, you know. Which was the first, this one or this one? Like here it's clear, but right. soldier. Can he not see me? Hey man, I'm here. Can you not hear me? Weird. Oh, actually, I'm in the same room actually, in the same space with him. Camera. Alarm.
Nothing yet.
Oh, the robot got activated. What does this mean for me? Oh. I think I'll have to reload because that signal is going too far.
Access granted.
Well, I think I want this ghost achievement, so want to have more experience. So let's just load. Yep. Let's go this way first and hack this.
Access granted.
Now, where do we knock him out? Can we do it here? Can I? Oh, the door.
Anyone's here?
Yeah.
Come out now.
It's Adam Jensen, security chief of Serif Industries. Nice to meet you. I'm merciful soul.
Tales about a bold.
To be. Well, I need to knock that guy out. What's that? What's that? Oh my god, what's that? It's me. Come and check. What is that?
Anyone's here? Come
Yeah.
out now.
That's Adam Jensen, security chief of Serif Industries. Nice to meet you too. Well, come on. No need for such vocalization, you know. Pocket secretary, what do you have? Password upgrade. That's boring. I don't need your petty passwords. I can figure them out myself. Now this vending machine. Something behind? Nope. Pity. This freaking camera there. What? Ah, so this area is visible. Now, where do I come down? Where do I hack into the camera? Computer? Okay. In the past year, we have successfully upped our presence in several key markets, especially Sub-Saharan Africa and Latin America, where we were almost unknown a few years ago. But the target percentages she insists upon are really high. I think we need to be more aggressive with our marketing plan if we hope to make them. Agree, despite everything we are doing, there are a few vital markets that remain close to us, and I do not relish having to explain to Ms. Zhao why this is so during our next monthly meeting. We need to discuss tactics. I will convene with marketing staff as soon as possible. Convene, what a beautiful word. I'm convening unconscious bodies in this game, I think. So where is the security hub, I wonder? Is it? Is this? No, it's not the security hub. Right? Looking for the book. I'll forget. The next 3 decades in sickness and health. Horror wrought by the Malaysian H5N1 variant viral outbreak in 2018. Coming less than a decade after the 2009-2010 swine flu pandemic showed the world that despite advances in medical technology, we as human beings are still just as much prey to disease that we were during the era of the Black Plague of 1980s, 18th influenza occurrence. Scientists claim to be closer than ever to cures for cancer, for the AIDS and HIV virus, and other disease vectors, and we might hope that in the next 30 years these killers might be finally put to rest, but we must also consider that our changing world brings with it new iterations of old pandemics, and so we as species will remain under the shadow of threat from some new and as yet uncountered confluence of viral forms. Doesn't it ring a bell, guys? Huh? I think it does. I'm going to screenshot this and this. Ooh. How interesting. Now, where is the security hub? Is that? Shotgun. Only one. I think I'm packed beyond any comprehension. But I have a suspicion that I'll need my firearms at the battle with the boss, which is to be coming. 10% Well,
Access granted.
Success, and this must be the place for the security hub. Yep. Nailed it. Login is boring. Stun gun darts. What's that? What's that? It's a person. Photo. In a mask. I think it's a welding mask. Now I know the password, but of course for more experience I'll be hacking my way through.
Access granted.
Amazing. Camera. No doors. Nothing missed? Nothing. Well, finally we can walk safely without being spotted. And check the drawers first. Access code. Again. Ooh. Feels like Oblivion now, you know. Rummaging through trash bins and not trash bins, but just threw some stuff around. Well, computer 1, 2, and 3 there. Oh, Something interesting? No. So what does this have? 10 he wrote. I just received a new nerve interface prototype the penthouse and down. Where on earth did she get this device? From what I can tell, it's light years beyond anything our research teams have come up with. You're sure she wants it sent straight to manufacturing without letting research take a look at it first? Kenji and his boys could learn a lot by reverse engineering it. Absolutely not. She told me herself that the only people allowed to see it are you, we, and the lower factory workers we select to manufacture it. Better choose a good team. It's a massive rush order for Lim and we can't afford to have any rejects. So they got their hands on something very special apparently. Next one is hacking. Ooh, okay. Clearance.
Access granted.
Heron project assistance. When we run into some difficulties, raid the interpretation of key design elements indicated in Panchair Blueprint R01/8000 General overview of drone sit and rig. As a direct result of this failure, the drone elements installed in the core of the installation are expiring more quickly than we'd like. Can you guys send the original designer to the Arctic station for a few days so we can consult? We'll arrange transport. Arctic station. Okay. Am I going to go to the Arctic station? And the opportunity of... Oh, what do you think? Hey YB, I had a sudden brainstorm last night. Zhao wants us to increase productivity in the factory, right? And most of the people working down there are dying to get moved upstairs, so what if we promise to make that dream come true by sending out an internal communication like this? The opportunity of a lifetime. You have dreamed about starting a new life in Upper Hangsha where the air is pure and the possibilities are limitless. Now, Taiyon Medical is giving you the opportunity to live in Upper Hangsha lifestyle. Every month, each department will choose the employee who best represents Taiyon Medical's standards of business excellence. These employees will be entered into a draw to determine which lucky employees will be moved to the upper levels. Remember, pays to excel at Taiyon Medical. Hell, if we actually have to pay out, we can always use a few more test subjects, right? That's savage. That's... Ooh, what a business plan. I'm afraid that it came true. Hell packed beyond the comprehension. Let me open the picture on the chat. I think, yeah, I look pretty much like that right now. So, is that robot...
equipped Zhao Yunru, CEO of Taiyang Medical, as transfer of ownership was officially declared.
Not out to save.
The purchase...
Please shut up. Where is this soldier standing? Hey, where is... Oh. Oh. Huh. Okay. Alarm panel. That's a very no, complex.
Access granted.
Inactive. Now, should I hack in? No, I should not. I don't have to. I mean, this looks like a server room hub. Whoa! I thought I would be exactly facing two individuals there. Now, why are they not shouting who is there?
Hear about what happened with the boss at the hive?
Did he choke out another big mouth?
Where's chicken? So we're strolling through the hive and this broad starts laughing at the boss's humor, like she's never seen a Belltown guard before. Boss is already pissed off about what happened at the Capsule Hotel, so he gives her the stare of death.
Boy, do I know that stare.
Yeah. So the chick's boyfriend starts acting all tough and gets in his face for disrespecting his girl. So what does Khan do? He grabs both their heads and slams them into the bar. Bam! Nothing but blood and screams, man. Blood and screams.
Oh. That's quite spectacular. Who is alarmed? Why? Why would anyone be alarmed now? Has anyone seen this? Well, Collier, you've seen this. Are you alarmed? Guess not. So, why alarmed? Pistol is stacked. Full weapon cabinet. Pistol, gas grenade. Still alarmed. Don't really understand why. Peps. A lot of stun stuff. Maybe it's the bodies. Are they visible? Strange. Oh! Ventilation. Drawer, some money. Computer, hacking. Koля, if you are listening, have you watched this stream that we gave with Anastasia about English teaching? I was, for the recording, I was just giving a kind of an example, a demonstration lesson with one of my colleagues, and it will be also on my YouTube channel. You can watch
Access
it.
granted.
There we talked about imposter syndrome. Access code. Boring. Yep. Machine pistol, no place for ammunition anymore. Okay. So where does this ventilation go? I'm just curious. Don't tell me to the place that I've already been at. Seriously. Yeah. I missed that. Pathetically. Missed a movable box. Can't do this in this game. Everything is for a reason. Oh! No, I've opened this. Right. So, what's next? How do I enter? This I have hacked. Exit. To where? Missing elements. This security rating 4. I'll try to do it myself. So, detection 15%, detection 35%. Maybe it wasn't the best idea. But worked pretty well. Oh.
Access granted.
Nuke. Some music here. Strange, different music. Right. So, Madame. Is this her office? Oh. Madame, I have received a response, but nothing has changed. Do you wish me to begin approaching the stockholders? No, do nothing for now. The man is stubborn, but he can be broken. Right now, he is trusting to the strength of his connections. Those idiots in Washington who keep funding his research. Take away those. We can dare confidence in him, and he'll have no choice but to sell. I will advise you when it is time, Zhao. TYM condolences. Please inform Ms. Zhao that while appreciated, her concern over Serif Industries' ability to weather recent setbacks is completely unfounded. Mr. Serif has no intention of selling his company to Taiyun Medical now or at any date in the future. We respectfully request that you tell Ms. Zhao to cease any and all future communications along these lines immediately. If she will not, Ms. Serif will have no choice but to view them as hostile and take steps accordingly. Sincerely, a thin Margulis. Interesting. Not from the start. I haven't seen her since the chef walks in 2018. She's got heart weakness behind the makeup. Ah, Tatesh. Man, you haven't seen her there. You haven't seen her at all. I think because she has been to the club only twice. So, no, it's not the person you are thinking of. Ooh, somebody impressive. So that's heavy rifle. Very, very heavy. I see now. So maybe right and yeah, I think it's somebody else. I don't know who you mean, but I don't know, man, who you mean, but not her. But, well, I was meaning to ask, did you find this part that you saw interesting? I mean, did you like the lesson?
Access granted.
Madame, the baron knew nothing but a low life in the hotel. How was more forthcoming. The triads are hiding our friend inside the Alice Garden pods. This might get bloody. Permission to go in full force? Yes, you have the permission. He's putting my entire future at risk. Find him and eliminate him. Sir, we cordoned off the building, but subject has evaded capture. We also exposed and gained entry to a concealed room in the apartment and are waiting DSEC to do a deep hack of the hardware. In the meantime, we are conducting a door-to-door sweep of the perimeter. Intel suggests subject may have gone underground. Possible source of view info may be at local triad groups, or more specifically TON. Standing by and awaiting the orders. That's how the game is developing. That's interesting. So this was the chief of the operation, Narari Khan. Who's that? No idea. But some person. Okay, so there is a camera exactly at the can I well, vocabulary and grammar, yes, it's always nice to revise it. Well, I'm glad that you had some joy there. Now I think I'll have to use invisibility. Is this security hub? No. Where is the security hub, I wonder? Anyway, I'm here. Let's use our chance to hack things around. Transfer.
Access granted.
Okay, can I go? Yes, 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 yes. Ah. Okay. So how do I get to that camera controller? New badge. I just received the new nerve interface prototype, the penthouse and down. Where on earth? Yes, that I have read. Elevator access code. Ah, I see. So I have to get. Oh, markers! Look, look, markers. My professional trigger. I saw markers and whiteboards and like. Okay, so here we have. Can I do that? Low ammunition. What? So can I write something like that doesn't really resemble letter I, but I. That's. Can you see I am here? Don't think so. That's very satisfying. But imagine a teacher who could teach shooting like at the board, trying to make words with that. Just a second. I'm checking the message, man. Oh no, no, it's a different person. It's yes, she's also a teacher, but she's a different person. Her name is Marina. So book. Taiyuan Medical and Corporate History. Taiyuan Medical was incorporated in Shanghai in 1977 as a designer manufacturer of silicone prosthetics limbs. Throughout the 1980s, TYM grew to become a moderately sized company with 2 factories in the People's Republic of China and sales all across Southeast Asia, but it was in 2009 when Zhao Yunru, one of China's first and youngest CEOs, brought her unique vision to the company that Taiyuan became a name known around the world. Working with the Army of the People's Republic, Yunru's altruism and business acumen cemented an arrangement to supply augmentations to amputee combat veterans, making Taiyuan Medical a corporate force to be reckoned with, fueling new expansion across Southeast Asia and growing African markets. Later in 2017, TYM was invited to take part in the audacious Hengsha Island project, leading to the construction of its corporate headquarters. Alright. I have a question, man. By the way, does it look better with the chat on the stream, or actually it well, I see it obscures your vision with the map, so should I turn the chat off maybe? What do you think? Because I don't think that there is something very like extraordinarily important happening there usually, and I think that YouTube needs it exactly, so maybe we should turn it off. Now, I haven't found where you turn off the camera. What the hell? Can I... What? Where? I don't know, that's very strange. Weird, I would say. So, elevator button. Beautiful. Upstairs.
Hey, Sarif man.
Son of a bitch. Van Bruggen?
Just thought you'd wanna know. I survived that little surprise party back at the hotel. And I'm sailing away from this shithole as we speak. All because of you.
You want to thank me? Forget you ever had this frequency.
I got a better idea. I'm looking at your bank account right now and, you know, Sarif really ought to pay you more.
Van Bruggen?
No need to thank me, man. Just enjoy it.
2,000 credits. Seriously. Enjoy 2,000 credits. Are you freaking kidding me? I earned 2,000 credits in the streets of Detroit by constantly studying this freaking ammunition everywhere that I found. Is he serious? It's like a slap on the face. 2,000 credits for his life. I had 58,000 credits and he paid me 2,000. It's much better if he hadn't done that, because that really feels humiliating, you know. Well, as he was talking, I was expecting he would say, like, he would drop me like 30,000, like 50,000, like considerable sum. Whoa, that's very disappointing. Boss fight coming, I see. Okay, let's brace for impact, I imagine. I think I'll shoot her down if necessary, but if she is the same level of boss that I had previously, then it's gonna be just ridiculous. Global Politics Review 2026 edition, Chapter 4, The Indian Sink. I'm thinking, isn't it a mistake to use dropped here? I guess more grammatically correct to use have dropped, isn't it? Well, man, can you bring this question about past simple and present perfect? So, what I usually say, remember, is that depends if you're American or English. I know you're Russian, but like if you go with American standard or British standard, so you can say dropped if you think it's just like, oh, nothing special. Of course, classically speaking, you should have said it. I've dropped present perfect because it's more conventional, but it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. India has attempted to replicate some of the achievements of the People's Republic of China with limited success. The outsourcing boom of the early 2000s created a surge in the country's knowledge base, but the fast-forward nature of the new technology-based businesses caused divisions in the populace, creating a new form of stratification in this caste-bound society between the technologically proficient and those who rejected the advance of these new science. However, this bounty of innovation was short-lived. Now, the 2020s moved toward the conclusion. The boomtown years are apparently over, and much of the Indian subcontinent teeters on the brink of backsliding toward an economic meltdown, mirroring the effects of the Japanese bubble economy of the late 20th century, and the situation has been made far worse by the increase in new viral strains plaguing the common populace. Sounds like a doomsday scenario. Oh, chess! They play chess in this year. How strange. But, well, this game has survived centuries.
The purchase gives Taiyong a significant increase in global market share.
Don't tell me I missed another opportunity. What's that? Where am I? So I think it's for the boss fight. Oh, I'm going to enjoy that. I'll be okay, I got it. Let's see. Yeah, you got my confirmation, man. That was correct. And can you please tell me about this, my question concerning the chat window? Is it a nuisance or is it fine? What do you think? Some food. Oh, I'm hungry now, by the way. Well, computer, turn this freaking stuff off. Yeah. Safe. Okay. Some certificates. You can read it. Okay. On the recommendations of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in them, the trustees of the university have conferred on Zhao Yunru the degree of biology and nanotechnology, and have granted this diploma as evidence thereof given in the city of Beijing in the state of People's Republic of China, August the 4th, 2010. This I can't read, I don't know Chinese. This is, I think, Zhao, and this is unfortunately, well, wrong word. I mean, unfortunately for me, I can't read Chinese again. Computer, another drawer, empty this time. Revolver. I see they're preparing me for the boss fight. Okay, hack. Strangely, it wasn't shown messages from Twitch chat, including my message. Because it's been. Okay, so I pretty much messed up the whole thing because the chat was, you know, frozen as it was an open window. Now it has to be working. That's so. I'll turn it off, you know, because it failed the idea anyway. But you still tell me if you think it has to be there next time. I'll just make sure it is there. Going pretty well.
Access granted.
So, Zhao Yunru wrote, "You don't get to say if it's a bad decision or not. Send everything you've got on Serif security systems to the following address and I stand by to assist them when I tell you. Advise me when it's done." Fine, it's done, but these mercs, fucking scary. No subject, this message has been sent. You gave me a job to do, a tremendously difficult job, but have I not surpassed expectations? 2 years ago, Laredo Manufacturing, Enpro Tech, and Shilun Prosthetics were all formidable companies controlling important sectors of the global marketplace. All of them now belong to me, to Taiyuan Medical. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. You have to trust me on this. You must convene the council. I wonder who she was talking to. Now I think I made the wrong save because now it's the time for that. Okay. The doors, of course. Here is the place to make the save, but fine. Right.
Nice place you got here.
Please! I didn't mean to!
Where's Megan Reed?
Reed? I don't know!
Stop lying, Sal. I know you kidnapped her and her team. I know you're out to destroy Seraph Industries.
Seraph?
I also know you're working with that son of a bitch who left me to die. So where's Megan?
No, you got it wrong. You think I'm behind it all, but I'm not. I'm just like you. The High Hotel.
You're the head of a billion-dollar mega corporation.
And you think that would protect me. But it doesn't. These men, they're bigger than Sarif, bigger than Tayo. I'm nothing compared to their ambitions.
What are you talking about?
Sarif knows. Ask him. He thought he could protect his staff with subdermal GPLs. But these men, they control global interests at a whim. One call to Picus, and the implants couldn't be heard. I thought they'd sent you here to kill me. You've got to help me. Please. You've made it this far. Surely you can protect me. Surely. Surely you can protect me. Huh. Men never fail to underestimate women.
Adam, what the hell'd you do? The entire building's on alert.
Panic room. She's got a goddamn panic room.
Yeah, well, so do I. Forget about her right now. Get to the hangar bay, fast.
He's in the penthouse area somewhere, and I want him found immediately. Now get out alive. You hear me? Scroll this area on the double and find his ass. Now! Yes, sir.
I was expecting a fight and I didn't believe a single word she said. Whoa. Whoa. No, 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 no.
I've got you covered. Acknowledge. Where is he? Still here. Search it. Continuing search pattern.
What's that? Revolver. Revolver. Now, do you have any chance of disarming them all? What do you think? Cloaking. Yeah, but you know my greediness about praxis. I don't want to.
He's not here. Stay ready.
Stay on high alert.
Oh, pocket secretary.
Tell me you saw that.
Almost. Ha! Ha! No cloaking. No cloaking. I just made it. Woohoo! Haha.
Jensen, I'm coming to pick you up. You anywhere near their hangar bay?
I'm heading there now.
Great. Get those bay doors open or this rescue attempt ain't gonna happen.
10 praxis points available. Now, smooth operator, what does it mean? I don't remember. Now, this is boss fight?
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors.
And how do I disable these freaking...
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence.
In search of followers, primes and views. Ah, that's nice. Another bot coming to entertain me. Appreciate that. So what do I do?
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security
So
sequence.
I'll have this
Please disable security
psychological
bots prior to
oppression.
opening doors.
Alarm what? Why? Who? By what?
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors.
Enter combat.
Can I help you? Alright, so do I shoot them down? Or can I hack them? Hello? heavy rifle ammunition.
Please disable security.
Whoa! They were rockets! That was good.
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security.
Calm down, man. Calm down. Oh, that was cool. So, I sneaking beyond comprehension. Yeah. So, Cole, do I demolish them? So I can't.
Hangar doors.
Hack them, right? So I have to destroy. Exactly, destroy.
Please disable.
If so, tranquilizer, no. Silent sniper rifle. Use equip. Do I have bullets?
Prior to
3.
opening doors.
So what happens if I...
Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security box prior to opening doors.
So grenades. It's gas. EMP. Okay. So what do? I press G.
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security box prior
Whoa.
to opening doors.
We died. One grenade. Just one. Okay. One. I have only one EMP. So what do I do with the second one? Okay. This wonderful rifle. That's an insane robot trying to demolish me.
Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security box
I can shoot too.
Please disable security bots prior to opening doors.
That's a lovely relationship we have here.
Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors.
And unfortunately it doesn't... Oh, I see a computer. Oh! I see a computer. So...
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors. Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors. Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors. Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors.
So I'm upstairs. There is a computer here. Hopefully...
Hangar
Hopefully.
doors locked. Incorrect
It's some
security
kind of
sequence. Please
security
disable
hub.
security bots prior to opening
EMP
doors.
grenade! Ha! Okay, so this is complete, I see. But still, can I somehow disable them without
Incorrect security
spending a single grenade? So we might try to get them together and then destroy the one. Last one. I see. Kyle, here's Madame Zhao's travel itinerary for the remainder of the week.
doors locked.
Please be sure to stock plenty of champagne and those bonbons from Brooks that she loves so much. Singapore, Hong Kong, Shanghai. Right, I see.
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security.
Let's go to the second place.
Please disable security bots prior to opening doors.
I wonder why they have only one EMP. They should have two.
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security.
This place is
Please disable
security hub.
bots prior
Brain
to
implants,
opening
another scholar piece. Comments by Hudero on the panel at the 2009 International Gathering of Neuroscientific Researchers. I'm firmly convinced that neurostimulation technology can evolve at a level where it will not only aid those with neural dysfunction, but actually enhance the cognition of normal people. This mechanism, a network of platinum iridium electrodes connected to a subcutaneously implanted pulse generator in either titanium or G-loop coated capsule, has previously been used to suppress the effects of Parkinson's disease, dystonia and other neurological conditions. For example, in case of non-Parkinsonian essential tremor, the electrodes are embedded into the ventrointermedial nucleus or the thalamus, while the applications for dystonia and symptoms associated with Parkinson's disease, such as rigidity, bradykinesia or akinesia, tremor and the like, the electrode bouquet is typically inserted into the globus pallidus or the subthalamic nucleus, depending on patient state. We are already designing the next generation of these devices with wireless dosing protocols and remote application. It's only a matter of allowing ourselves to take the next step and implant a healthy person to go beyond the merely therapeutic application and into the modificatory. Got you, man. Now, I couldn't find the official entrance here because there is none. Security hub. Can I stop this horrible alarm? That's a massive map here. Massive. Just massive. Wow. Too many 24 seconds, but that's good. No time for bullshitting. Hack. Without stops, without interruptions. And I nuked it by accident.
Access granted.
Right. The sound is still active. Now, robots. So, robots. Let's look at our praxis. If I take this praxis enhancement back here, so turrets and robots, I will be able to.
Security measures disabled. Hangar doors unlocked.
So
security measures disabled. Hangar doors unlocked.
So you don't want to kill me now, right? Are we good now? Are we friends? Bumblebee, we are friends now.
Security measures disabled. Hangar doors unlocked.
Perfect. So, do I try to destroy the robots?
Security measures disabled. Hangar doors unlocked.
Yes, because 2 praxis points are 2 praxis points, and I saw they gave some experience for killing the robot, so I'll just EMP them. Yep. So the grenade was here, so let's drop gas grenade and take EMP grenade And the grenade we have to equip. Now save
Please
and
disable security bots prior to
and
opening doors.
throw.
Incorrect security.
One.
Please disable security bots prior to opening doors.
Whoa. And two.
Hangar doors locked. Incorrect security sequence. Please disable security bots prior to opening doors.
Oh, I missed. Okay. What? Oh, it was that. Yes, grenade. Hey, Bumblebee,
Hangar
I'm
doors locked.
sorry, but
Incorrect security sequence.
you
Please
are
disable
not
security bots prior to opening doors.
missed. Okay. I don't play Counter-Strike, that's why I'm not good at throwing grenades. I can only toss things because I like The Witcher, and so of course I can toss a coin, but not a grenade.
Hangar doors locked.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Chill, chill,
Disable
chill.
security bots prior to
Chill.
opening doors. Hangar doors locked.
Run!
Activate self-destruct sequence.
Yeah. I almost jumped into my own death, like explosion. Hey, where is the safe? Can I not save? I want to save. I'm pressing F5. Maybe the game just
Security
is
measures disabled. Hangar doors unlocked.
pissed off with the amount of saves I'm making. So, where is the loot? Why can't I loot this robot? Anyway, EMP grenades. I'm going to keep
Security
them now,
measures
not
disabled.
selling them, because
Hangar doors
apparently
unlocked.
something very curious they are. Right? Where do I go now? Hey.
Security measures
Oh.
disabled. Opening hangar door.
Another jump. Glorious. Jump. Ooh. Oh. Rockets. Rocket launch. Ah. Ah. How much space does it occupy? Still big. So what can I drop? My greediness will kill me, you know. 60,000 credits and I'm thinking what to drop to earn another freaking 2,000 for this freaking rocket launcher. Oh, come on, Andy, stop that. So let's...
Jensen, time to hightail it back to Detroit. Get in.
Yes. Ready.
We're not going to Detroit.
What?
We're going to Montreal. I'll explain en route.
Damn right you will. Are you sure about this? I mean, it's not some tiny cable station you're infiltrating.
Zal mentioned an Eliza and a phone call to Picus. Put them together, it has to mean Eliza Kassan is in on this.
You don't think that's a bit of a leap? The world's most famous news anchor working with a mercenary hit squad?
We can argue the fine points later. Set me down on the tower. I'll get in from the roof.
Jensen, it's Pritchard. Malik tells me you want Eliza Kassan's location.
If it's not too much trouble.
It's not. I bypassed the firewall easily, and I've pulled up a 3D model of their floor plan. Her office is in the tower, room 404.
On my way.
Pritchard is such a sweetheart, helping me without any problem. So, I still can't understand one thing. So, this helicopter thing. I mean, they just can fly like that, not spoiled. Nobody questions why the security chief of Serif Industries lands in Canada. Praxis. And where am I going to sell my freaking stuff, huh? Of course, beer. Well, let's have some. Hey Jensen, hope you enjoyed that. Ammo capacity upgrade, so let's drop this, buy this, and combine it with heavy rifle. Now it's a crazy weapon. Newspaper. Figures show sharp global rise in terrorism. Number of serious international terrorist incidents more than doubled last year, as reported by the United Nations Terrorism Task Force. According to the statistics, the number of significant attacks grew to 1,285, up from 582 in 2026. For proponents of private militias, these figures validate and support the increasing use of private contractors to help deal with terrorism, such as Bell Tower Associates, Intergarda plc, and Sharp Edge Incorporated, all of whom have greatly bolstered their global presence. Those opposed to the expanding role of these militias argue that the integration of private and public security forces is cost prohibitive and undermines the checks and balances needed for true democratic accountability. To address these concerns, the UN report proposes the formation of an international counter-terrorism unit. Large weapons cache found after standoff. Storehouse of handguns and assault weapons was found in Brisbane home after a 2-day standoff with police. Authorities say 8 pro-China rebels were taken into custody. The South Australian Federation was once again forced to bring in private contractors to help quell the unrest. Now, there is a hacking thing here. Security 4. Interesting. Where can I sell my stuff? I want to sell my stuff.
Access granted.
So I can break through the wall, and if I just enter, so what's the point? Like all the possible ways to enter that stash. Got it. Okay. Now Gestalt is complete. Picus area. Why? Because I can. Now this must be an area not for me to be in. Am I right? Am I not? Any people? Can I talk to someone?
Jensen, something's not right. Pike is a 24-hour global news network. Why isn't anyone answering their phones?
I'll get back to you on that.
Where are people? They must know that I'm coming, right? Ooh. So let's start our exploration. But
Looks like everyone left in a hurry, Pritchard. The place is deserted.
Because somebody triggered a fire alarm and then silenced it. I suggest you find Miss Kassan quickly and get out of there.
No, Pritchard. First I have to look around. But yeah, the question is, look at this. I need to sell this stuff. I was collecting it so meticulously, so it's painful. Any vendor? Maybe vendor didn't leave. Okay. Parking regulations. Hello. Need I remind you that there are a lot of people working in this office and that we have parking regulations for a reason. Please be professional, use the parking spaces assigned to you. This is the last warning. Next time, culprits will see the vehicle towed. Thank you, Bridget. Get out now. Don't have much time. Get out now. Don't know what's up, but they're evacuating the building. Coming in. Heads up. Orders come from way up. Code blue. Situation is critical and everyone must be evacuated. No details whatsoever. They're going to put the building in lockdown pretty soon. Get ready. Well, that's what I'm talking about. If Jensen thinks that he can just land like that by halo and not be spotted, then he is probably delirious and has to question his intellectual condition. Synthetic thought, the human AI. Can a machine lie? The evolution of artificial intellects raises questions of a moral and ethical nature that affect humans in a way that no other technological development has before. If the search for AI is to create a mechanism that reasons and intuits in a fashion similar to a human organism, then what is the scope of the morality of such an intelligence? As early as 2009, at the Laboratory of Intelligence Systems in the École Polytechnique Fédérale of Lausanne, Swiss scientists developed an iterative experiment using robots with a 264-bit binary code genome that governed how they reacted to different stimuli. After 500 iterations, the LIS robots had learned to think around the task set for them, the gathering of resources, to the point where they could lie to their fellows in order to hoard said resource for themselves. That's very interesting. That's, yeah, actually, if we develop a robot, will this robot lie? Interesting. I agree. Quite a question to ask. Another newspaper. I've read this. Pocket secretary. No, please don't. We've got it from here. Thanks anyway. Again, passcodes. Can I turn this off? No, I cannot, of course. This is a TV company. They won't let me intervene into their screens. What's that? Don't want to miss anything. Oh, MFU. No, not MFU. It's direct copy from Russian. So, multifunctional device, MFD. Maybe was a multifunctional device. Now, nothing. Alarm panel, of course. Hacking. Don't go off, please. It was long, very long.
Access
What else? damn, can't help it to stop being the cuteness of Optimus Prime behind. Yeah, my friend is standing there, enjoying every single stream and lesson of mine together with me. So we are friends. Welcome, people. Welcome. I see somebody has been joining, so glad you're here. Today I had a special stream about teaching, and almost immediately after that stream I, well, began this part 10 of Deus Ex. So, yep. Now I'm going by the vent to some place. And why? Jensen, calm down. Stop pulling out your gun. What? I don't like it. What's the conventional way to come here? Another vent. Alright. Team. Secretary. Passcodes. Boring. Boring. I will hack myself. So... anything else? Another drawer. Tranquilizer darts. I'm full on armor. Ammunition, I mean. Vending machines. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Check the emergency activation logs, Pritchard. I've got a sealed fire door here, and I suspect it's not supposed to be.
All the building's fire doors are locked down, but you should have a clear path to room 404.
Thank you, Pritchard. Nuke virus software. Now this is something useful. Drawer. Money. I wonder if I'm going to spend all my money by the end of the game. By passcode, it will open some secret options. Yeah. Well, I'm not Nariman, so why should propagate this site? Oh, another book. Uniting the World. What's the Picos group? Oh, Picos. Picos is comprised of many marketing services and media companies. These include advertising agencies, public relations firms, media and entertainment studios, market research companies, communication satellite facilities, and web service providers. The Picos group considers itself as a parent entity, bringing together the right combination of capabilities to serve analytic and creative brand marketing needs. The world's largest telecommunications provider, the Picos Group, has more than 1,000 primary and branch offices operating in over 100 countries. It is our pride to state without fear of contradiction that this is nowhere on earth where Picos can't be found. Led by Eliza Kassan, our most respected journalist and the voice of our premier news channel, the Picos News Network, we work with nearly 1 million people worldwide. Picos is the dedicated colleagues range from copywriters and bloggers to famous movie directors and top music stars. What an accolade. It's pretty beautiful. Now, there's security panel. Can I? I can. Ooh. Too late.
Access granted.
Detection. Too late. Now. I think I'm almost done with the drawers. And then I'm going to... yeah, I think I am done with drawers. So, computers now. Rob Francis, nice one. Hey Andrew. Oh, hello. I'm Andrew. Great job on the riot text. Love the part about Serif being like Nero playing his electric fiddle as Detroit burned. Good shit. Wanna hit a ball game? No, don't like ball games. Strasbourg is pitching out, so Spose got this one, yeah? Out. Very out. Prosper phrasing. Just wanted to give you a small tip. In your script for the piece about Taggart, you refer to him as anti-augmentation activist Bill Taggart. Try to avoid using that term. Pro-human has less of a negative connotation. Thanks. What is happening now is partly copywriting course. Much French. So should I ridicule myself? A peu importe que après match. No. I won't affront French people so much. I don't think they deserve such torture, and so my apologies. I won't read this. No. I studied French at school for 2 years, but not to the extent that I can read a. Well, that was first of all 13 years ago, and. Reading is pretty bearable. I mean, I could do that, but now I have forgotten everything, and I don't want to make people cringe by my terrible pronunciation in French, which is terrible.
Access granted.
That was good. So, approved vocabulary. Hello, just a simple reminder to always go through the lexicon of approved terms and vocabulary. Check the wiki. I wonder, does this work? Before you submit anything on the official servers or post anything on the forums, thank you, Nancy. Okay. Forum comment to delete. Hey Phil, can you delete that comment about the Cyber Olympic chick that refers to her as an ogged up fluzzy? Not cool, man. Okay, some inner teaching of this company. Praxis. I found Praxis in the drawer. Huh. Okay, worth it. Was worth it. Bell Tower link down. The page with the article debunking the accusation against Bell Tower's activities in Australia is down. Better get it back as soon as possible. Right. Look at these guys. I have 12 presses. I'm horrible. I'm getting lost. So I've seen this computer and that computer, and so I need to only check out this computer, last one. And I saw one more drawer, and one more drawer, and one more drawer. How could I? Montreal. So Canada. I think one day I will visit that country.
Access granted.
Web Awards. Hey guys, just to let you know that 2 of our new sites, Covenant Playground and Psycon 11, have both been nominated for Web 3.0 awards in the following categories: Most Original Game and Forum, Best Webcomic, Best Webisode for Tony's Back in Post-Nuclear USS, Best Visual Design. Congratulations to everyone. Back in post-nuclear USSR. That sounds massively intriguing. We have rules for a reason. Listen, JF. We have these reviews for a reason. Liberty of the press or freedom of expression have absolutely nothing to do with this. You are very good columnist. Funny, witty, a bit disturbing, but that's part of your style. That's not a commission to sanction your right to speak your mind, for God's sake. It's an editing review. It's a standard procedure and you know it. Now, one of the Picos's main responsibilities comes from the notion that everything we can do have we do can have effects on the mind and emotions of the public. With this comes power, but with this comes responsibility. Spider-Man reference. Now, it's all very cliche, I know, but it's still true. You can't go around spiritual insanities just for the sake of it. You can call it agenda if you want to, but I prefer to think of it as a responsible approach to entertainment journalism. Anyway, we're still up for a session of Universe Shadows on Saturday. Apparently, so Chinese is assumed to be a language which the player couldn't know, but French you are supposed to know. So that's pretty sad for me. Now, now we can go downstairs or whatever that place was. Yep, here. Another fire extinguisher. This is what? Computer, newspaper, which I have read. And can I turn it off? No. There is another vent. I'll check it out after I've hacked into this computer. Right.
Access granted.
Employee Day. Hi everyone. As you all know, next month is time for our biennial Employee Day. All of you are cordially invited to the Fun Dome on St. Hubert for a variety of activities such as VR wars, virtual bowling, arcade machines, and of course an early combatants seventh tournament organized by none other than your IT department. We'll also rent the pub upstairs for those who prefer a more relaxed atmosphere and, well, booze. Free booze, that is. Please confirm your presence before next Friday. Your social club delegate. Sounds exciting. Security protocols. Hello! Just a simple reminder regarding security and emergency protocols. In the event of an emergency, the various security doors located around the Picos complex will activate based on current security patterns. These doors are of course meant to increase security around the complex. Alternative routes and evacuation measures are a crucial part of everyone's safety. Please make sure to revise section 5.1 and 7 to 7.3 of the employee's manual on a regular basis. Jack Mosher, Picos head of security, and I think that's his computer, and it's so nice of him to have this vent, probably to get out in case something goes wrong. Now, have I missed this? Okay. There was an alternative route. Got it. And I missed it too. So I think it's really humbling how much I miss in this game. I mean, like, look how imperfect you are. Like this drawer, I missed 15 credits. Can you imagine? I missed 15 credits and I'm upstairs? What? I'm upstairs. Should it be there? Wait. I can't connect the dots. So I'm going now downstairs. And I just don't see this. What? What? What is this place? Ah. Okay. See. That drives me mad already. So here is. Yep. Got it. That's what I missed. I just rushed forward and that's how I missed the place. Now the computer. Doug, hello Robert, about Panchea. Tom just sent me an email about the whole Panchea coverage idea we discussed last week. I think we just might have found viable angle. I was like you at first. I was like you at first, and a bit uncertain, but I have to admit he's got me convinced. We can probably use this to favor Picos' official position, and the extra user clicks won't hurt with the sponsors. Everybody wins. Check back when you have the time, though. Okay, what? Cafeteria massacre. Okay, whoever started the experiment in cafeteria fridge number 5. You know, the one about slowly turning what looks like a roasted beef stew or meal or whatever into a sentient creature that knows only the twin imperatives of suppressing all life and assaulting all senses. Could you please buy yourself semi-automatic military carbine and put an end to the abomination you've created? Seriously, whoever left that stuff in there, clean it. Disgusting. Ransom. Okay. Yeah, understand his disappointment. Anything to read here? Any notes that can constitute nightly world news? Eliza. Scandal in Australia. Gunman sought in killings in New Mexico. Man 23 charged with murder. Congress probes augmentation research. That's all. Didn't let me finish. The right. So this office is 403 and this office is 402. 2 last rooms to check, and then I can go to the quest place. Too many drawers in this office. Too many. Wine. Amazing. More than ever. Status report. Hello everyone. Another semester gone, and again we greet a new one, a very important one for Picos, as it will see the launch of 2 new website projects that will let us better compete in the respective fields of search engines and social networking. Our media and entertainment division, along with telecom and advertising, all show a significant increase in both popularity and revenues. All the while we are expanding again our networking power with yet another communication satellite facility in northern France. So, to keep things simple, it's a bit cliche, I'll go with: keep up the good work. I, for one, am proud member of your team. Morgan Everett, CEO, Picos, Montreal branch. That's CEO's room. Eliza wardrobe issue. MDM wants Eliza to wear a blazer from their new fall collection. Do you happen to have her measurements? I'd make a guess, but I've never seen her in person. No worries if you don't know them. I'll ask Sanjeev. Some again in kitchen life. Another room. So we have here what? Drawers, empty. Box and a newspaper, which probably I have read, and another computer which is unlocked. Web Wars. Hey guys, I have read this and I have not read this. Hey Doc, about the discussion we had last week about our take on Panche and the risks involved, I really think we should go forward and have a full cover story about the installation. This thing is huge, people want to know about it. Now I know you and Rob are afraid of the fragmentation angle, but we don't necessarily have to cast it in that light. I have a friend here in Montreal, Judith Reno. She is a well-known sociologist. She is the one who wrote the book 10,000 Euros. I believe you read it, right? Anyway, her voice is recognized and respected, and she is ready to comment on this issue. She believes that the fact that this whole installation was built by Augs and couldn't have built otherwise is not only a tribute to the power of augmentation, it's also a very strong case for its intense regulation. The main idea being that Panche is a clear example of how the power of augmentation could easily unbalance the present world order if left unchecked. She makes her point with a lot more eloquence than I do, of course. Anyway, I know the whole thing is a bit touchy with the chief editors and everything, but we have to start showcasing stories about the installation. We are getting lower ratings over this. Think about it. So, yep. Now time to meet Eliza Kassan. Save the game, just in case. Who knows what I'll see there.
Hello, Adam.
Zal tell you I was coming, Miss Kassan?
Please, call me Eliza. Zhao Yunru did not tell me. She does not know you have discovered this connection.
So how did you find out?
I have been watching you for some time. Ever since receiving orders to temporarily disrupt satellites over the Detroit metropolitan area 6 months ago.
The night Megan's team was taken. You jammed their GPL so everyone would think they were dead.
Yes. Although I only came to that conclusion later. I find my realization disturbing. I wish we could discuss this further, but it seems I have alerted them to your presence. If you leave now, you may be able to escape.
Oh, I'm leaving. But you're coming with me.
I am sorry, Adam. I truly am.
Jensen, get out of there now!
Tell me you saw that, Pritchard.
Later! Right now, I'm detecting multiple radio signals converging on your location. It's a trap!
We knew that. And I'm not leaving without Eliza Kassan. So find her while I look for a way to get downstairs.
Another ambush. Another. So where do I go? What the hell? Oh, I missed the computer, so let's read what she has there. Security hub. This. Cameras off. Cameras off. So apparently I cannot leave without knocking some people down. Fine. Fine. It's understandable. But was it?
404 is clear, but he couldn't have gotten far. Don't be too sure. This guy's good. Well, if he's in here somewhere, he must be scared. I'm sure he didn't expect to see this much firepower.
Yeah? Just let me catch that little snake. He'll quickly realize he's playing with the big boys now.
Hello, big boys.
Man down! I think he's alive! Check condition, then we'll search the area.
I strangely he didn't see me.
404 is clear, but he couldn't have gotten far.
Don't be too sure. Get over there and confirm it.
We know someone's here. Keep looking.
Come.
Over there! Cover me!
There's someone coming from downstairs. I see. Now, where do I... Maybe I shouldn't actually engage with them.
404 is clear. Couldn't have gotten far.
Don't be too sure. This guy's good. Go!
What? So I knocked them down, but strangely, when I just tried to move past them, they immediately go conscious.
Couldn't have gotten far.
Don't be too sure. Hey, what happened? Over there! Hold it! In sight! Intruder!
Don't tell me they saw where I hid.
Hostile is on the run!
Bye-bye, asshole!
Direct hit!
Hostile, on the run! You bastard! Take the call. Hostile, on the run!
I thought I had energy to knock him down. Well, so I now understand my route. I have
404
to...
is clear. He couldn't have gotten far. Don't be too sure. Well, if he's in here somewhere, he must be scared. I'm sure he didn't expect to see this much firepower.
Yeah. Just let me catch that little snake.
Well, so far so good. And I'm glad that I first, you see, why I tried to clear the area before I proceed with the mission, because now I would have to eliminate, well, to knock them down, to knock them all down before I could check the computers, the drawers and stuff. So here I need to go to where?
Stay sharp and keep your eyes peeled. Hard to stay focused.
Pritchard, have you found Eliza Kazan yet?
Possibly. Back in room 404, I detected a holo-processing cloud more sophisticated than anything I've ever seen. It was sent from an area of the complex that wasn't showing up on the 3D layout.
You found a secret lair.
A sub-basement level that somebody spent an awful lot of time trying to conceal. It's connected to the tower by a funicular. Look for a staircase in the back of the TV newsroom and you'll reach it.
Thank you, Richard. Now, there is somebody around, but not here, so we can walk safely. A book. What else? Nothing. Some strange construction between. And yep. So the book. Grey skies, the agent of the world. The changing face of the people of the world beyond 2025 stems from systematic improvements in human mortality rates and medical technologies. Simply put, as a species we live longer, and the impact of shrinking youth bulge across many nations combined with the great surge of senior citizens ask many questions about how global culture will evolve in the next 25 years. China's working age populace has been in decline since 2015, and while increased automation has bridged the gap, the greater number of retirees has been accelerated by a combination of a cultural tradition of early retirement and decades of government-mandated limited childbirth policies, instigated in order to limit stress on natural resources. While in neighboring Japan, for every 2 working-age citizens there is one senior, putting considerable pressure on geriatric support structures. Globally, the ratio is closer to 1 to 3. Right? Vending machines? Hiding something? Nope. No. Strange. Okay. Alarm. Ah, of course. Everything. Okay. Let's hack in. I'll be on time.
Access granted.
This is what? This looks like a security hub of some sort. Disability release. Mrs. Saputo, I'm submitting an application for disability release. Because of a concussion I received from a thrown bottle that hit me on the side of the head while shooting the limp riots in Mumbai, I will be required to miss 2 months of work. I'll send you my medical documents supporting this tomorrow. Thank you. And Serif entry. Larry, I'm doing the finishing touches of the Eliza interview with Derek Serif. Do you want me to cut the line Serif says where he refers to 2AM as biotech tyrants bent on creating a monopoly? Let me know. censorship it is. Pocket secretary. Yo, here you go. Logins. Again. Boring logins and money. Quite a considerable amount. So here we have what? Ammunition case, which I can't take. Sniper rifle, ammunition, revolver. Like a typical, you know, room for reporters. Ammunition for sniper rifles and revolver just in case your interview didn't go well. And this is just, wow, this is millions, well, not maybe millions of dollars, but very much money here. Very much money. Another book. Human Powered Autonomous Energy Reclamation System by Hugh Darrow. Except from an article first published in the New Cybernetics and Robotics Journal, February March edition 2016. But of course, it's pointless designing these kinds of desktop wonders if the actual device is incapable of operating in the real world, without recourse to an infinite supply of battery packs or power generation vectors. What powers the human machine? That's where we must look in order to power the next generation of cybernetic augmentation technologies, until such times as we can create small, lightweight energy cells capable of running far beyond the lifetime of our products, we fall short. An energy conversion device is the answer. Energy conversion device is the answer. On the scale we are capable of manufacturing now, I'm confident we can create a unit small enough to be implanted, powerful enough to make the best use of chemical energy found in the human body. We do this by mimicking the human digestive process, improving upon the natural method of nutrient conversion from, say, a liquid slurry, perhaps some form of organic protein matrix, directly to chemical potential. The capabilities also exist to derive neurochemical specific energy signifiers. Now, what else do we have here? The door, which is...
Hello? Anyone is hiding here, you better come out.
How? What? Who is hiding? Are they just searching like that? Maybe it's... Where does this one go? When you have nothing in your fridge, I suppose the revolver is another attribute of this entry. Yes. Yeah, it's like if your interviewer is not very agreeable, you can make him or her agreeable if your interviewee, sorry, by this like point in the revolver. Yeah. What's this place? Why do I see a turret? Well, cool, but what next? What next? Jensen. Stop it. How do I... No. So I had to jump there from somewhere above me, right? Excellent. Again, I found a place which wasn't designed to be entered from the place where I had entered, so how clever of me. Alright. Well,
hello? If anyone is hiding here, you better come out.
Sounds like you're chasing after ghosts again.
Hostile in the area!
too slow. Too slow. Maybe I should just tranquilize him. Yeah, I think. I just totally forgot that I have weapons, you know, I got so used to kicking.
Anyone is hiding here, you better come out.
Sounds like you're chasing after ghosts again.
You can't escape!
Why they take so long to actually lose consciousness? That's what I don't understand. That's like sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it's like tomorrow. I'll go to sleep tomorrow after I take my... Where am I? What am I doing here? After take my...
Time to unload!
Stop that. Why can... And last time he just saw me... Well, maybe it's the sound that I make by shooting, I don't know.
Time to unload! Right?
I think, yeah, it's this gun sound, maybe. Because if I just, like, look from the corner, I think he doesn't see me. Let's check. So here am I, and he doesn't see me. So it's the rifle. Have to shoot him at the back. Now he's coming here. That's very nice of him. Actually, I created myself...
I do not have a confirmation yet.
What confirmation you want? I'll confirm you now. Look, just look. Confirmed.
Hostile in the area!
What? Nah. Hostile in the area. You are hostile. I'm very peaceful. I haven't killed a single soldier. Hostile in the area. What a toxic person. Now, that's what you deserve. Let's make you have some rest here. Now, can't... I think I should forget about looting, because apparently I'm not going to loot anything here. It's just... Oh, no, Jensen, don't use all your energy. Just injured a little. Well, yeah, but they are going to... Well, you saw that email that he sent? One of them sent, like, he will have 2 months of recreation, and I'm sure he'll get paid for that.
Someone hiding over there?
Not your problem, man. Turret. Why does this... Where is it? Hell. Where is it?
I know he's here somewhere.
Ah, the turret is above. That makes sense. So I have to find the security hub.
There's definitely something strange going on here.
It's not the security hub. Pathfinder.
Nearing source of disturbance.
Where is he? Is where? Oh.
I don't like this situation. Better stay alert. Hey, what happened?
Where is the security hub? Because I think now is the time to actually invest some praxis into turret control. I remember this place, so I should go this way. This is what? Stun gun, pocket secretary. Hello, Agent Rickard. I'm sorry you got stuck with this detail on such short notice. Don't worry, nothing ever happens around here anyway. Here's your login info. Turrets. Aha! So there is a somewhere which controls the turrets. Isn't it this? Yeah! Whew. Finally. Actually, I was so close to happiness that I didn't even notice it. So first then let's read some information about the in-game stuff. Ed Juarez. Urgent, come to my office. Gab, come to my office, just got a call from HQ. We are gonna have to vacate the premises. No, that's not news. And security hub. Maybe a strange question, but why don't you use right mouse button standing next to a wall? What do you mean? And ooh, hoo-hoo. Wow. No, that was a good question. Now I will. He looks like a paranoid maniac, you know. Man, you broke my game. Oh, that's hilarious. Jensen is. Thank you, Colin. You are improving my playthrough so much by your tips.
Access granted.
Security hub. So, off camera and turret. Now I will invest my point because turret is actually very, very problematic. Yeah. Now, please, turret. What do you mean non-connected? What do you mean non-connected? What? And what was that turret? That one? Who was... What? Wait. No, it is connected. It is very connected. It's as connected as... nothing else in this world. Right. You can even interact with adjacent tables to do flips being off-site. Okay, I'll check it out. One more guy to knock out.
I'll find you, you little shit!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? I don't... You get salary for that. Why are you calling me names? And why... I'm not little. I mean, I'm...
Take him out!
What was that? Was it like power stance or what? Special mark shows. Well, I think I'm missing lots of stuff in this game. Ooh. Space hold, space press.
Go, double time!
What was he doing with this, like... What's that? Is he going to frighten me? Well, he's partly successful, yeah, he frightens me. He is a maniac. I'll... turn around. Thank you. I have a surprise for you and your big rifle. He is very massive. I'm actually surprised that he got knocked down because, as he said, I'm a little shit, so...
I'll find you, you little shit!
Ah, that wasn't him. That was another guy. It's so romantic to be told such a way.
Footsteps. Who's
Footsteps. Footsteps.
there?
Who's there? It's me. So, dear turret, can we please not do this again? just stand here, look at the wall.
Hostile in the area. Need backup.
What?
Backup.
Oh. I think he... Another one who wants to call me names. What a Rambo! What a Rambo! Stop destroying the property. It's expensive computers, printing machines. What a guy, what a guy. So I think where I made a mistake, I was walking with this turret in the open field, and of course he didn't appreciate that, right? So I'll go just around him and now and knock him down. Apparently it will now. I think he doesn't expect that to happen. Hopefully that was enough. Well, so we've cleared the site. Now we can enjoy exploration. Yep. So beginning with this alarm panel, which I want to disable. Then I'll read what the computers have. After that, I'm going to this secret, whatever it is. Smash the wall.
Access granted.
Thank you. And what I'm very curious about is this security hub. So the game tricked me, saying that there is a security hub somewhere which disables the turret. I know I want satisfaction. I spent 1 praxis point on this turret. The game broke me again. You know why? Because so I have enough money to, I think, finish this game right now, but I mean in-game money. So, but in one drawer I found a praxis kit, and so that means that there is very much sense in checking every single drawer now, because there might be a praxis kit, which of course is insanely valuable. Well, this statement is kind of an overestimated one, because you saw my behavior that I do everything but not invest praxis. Right, computers. Oh, hacking. Alright.
Access granted.
And so evacuation procedures. You have been assigned to the evacuation team. Your orders are to see the staff out as quickly as and as calmly as possible. We have no details whatsoever, but it comes from up top, so it must be major. Thank you. And tickets for the Brian O'Bannon show. Hey again, I've got my hand on 4 tickets, 2 pairs, to see the Brian O'Bannon show in New York and NYC next week. These are VIP passes and allow you to go backstage and meet the guests after the show. Anyone interested, just let me know. No reply, hold please. Right, these discs disturb me a lot because I mix them for praxis and pocket secretaries. Too many progs. The fragmentation element is still too present in the big cities of this country. We here are not sure why this is the case, but it is certain we have to up the rhetorical end, especially in the UN vote is to go our way, especially if the UN vote. So basically I'm giving you carte blanche to push the lever even more toward anti-augmentation sentiment in your editorials. You did a great job helping us get pos commentators suspended. Pull some of those old tactics out and get to work. The next month is crucial to achieving our final goals in regards to this issue. My best, Nikki. And Yellow One. You should be prudent. Don't get me wrong, Kate. I approve of the job you're doing, just feel that it would be more prudent if your broadcast you put more stress on the threat of attack rather than on the seemingly imminent breakup of the country, as you put it. We here feel that the threat of terrorist attacks has always proven a more reliable false flag tactic than the demise of republics. Thank you for your time. Who's Yellow One? Another drawer. Money. And this computer says that I have to first get it. No problem. TFPC, I'll... Did you know that PC in Turkish is a cat? So I just said, no problem, dear cat. What a...
Access grant.
What a surprise it must be to you. Lost my book. Hey, I've lost my copy of Romsky's Point of Views on Power. Has anyone seen it lying around? Thank you in advance. No, I haven't seen this, sorry. Touch Up the Queen. Can you do digital touch-ups on Kate before you upload his piece tonight? I've never seen a male anchorman with such diva tendencies. He used to say he never worried about his facial blemishes. Must be that new broad he's with. Anyway, get it done. Thanks. Alright. Empty. Another computer with code. This is very close to something that has just must not be here whatsoever, but okay.
Access grant.
Status report. Hello everyone. Another semester gone, and again we greet a new one, a very important one for Picos, as it will see the launch of 2 new website projects that will let us better compete in the respective fields of search engines and social networking. Our media and entertainment division, along with telecom and advertising, all show a significant increase in both popularity and revenues. All the while we are expanding again our networking power with yet another communication satellite facility in northern France. So, to keep things simple, if a bit cliche, I'll go... I read this, sorry. Purity First not. Michael, can you come down to reception area? We have this Purity First activist who is demanding to see Eliza. He is right outside the door yelling all these crazy things. He says he wants to confront us about our ties with Illuminati, whatever that means. Anyway, he's not job and I want him out of our front porch. Thanks. Joshua Milne. Last week's debacle. Hello, I'm sure that many among you have been wondering what happened in the aftermath of last week's debacle on Flight. The incessant banter of Mr. Tran, combined with botched research by one of the show's assistants, made for some very bad press for our client. I'll have you know that the person in charge of the research was subsequently fired, and our colleagues in public relations were able to convince the client to give us a second chance. The rest of you, keep up the good work. Now, another computer? One more, I believe. Only one more. Locked? No, open. For my English-speaking colleagues, not that I don't want you there, but this movie is only enjoyable for its less than stellar French-Canadian dub, and still, if you are up for linguistic adventure, you are, of course, welcome. Biased coverage. Miss Helen, I wanted to write you personally about this issue. As a loyal Eurofil station here in Australia, I must let my feelings be felt concerning your recent coverage of events over here. I find the negative light you put on the Northern Free States and the favorable one you put on the National Army and the Bell Tower Associates to be, at the very least, biased reportage. French word probably. I'm aware that Beltao is your private protectorate, but it should not keep you from calling a spade a spade. Beltao is an organization of bullies who will do anything for a good paycheck. The South, that's a big one, the South Australian Federation is led by an oligarchy of powerful politicians and magnates who are willing to sell their nation's future for a fast buck, while the Free States rebels want to solidify their country's alliance with a powerful superpower and secure a spot on the international map for all Australians. Not only is this band of rebels a symbol of heroism, they are indeed true visionaries. Instead of selling the precious black gold they dug up in the Antarctic, they are willing to truly use it as political tool and resource, not as a mere commodity. If any country in the world is aware of the potency of protectionism, it's not to be the United States of America, no matter how hard they try to pretend otherwise. Australia doesn't have a space program, if you catch my drift. Please try to acknowledge that this fact at one point or another and give the people the truth instead of corporate dogma. Thank you for your time. John. Wow. Take him out. Sonia, I want this Mexican president out by the end of the year. I can't be more direct than that. We can't do any sort of reasonable business with this man. Not only can no new deals be made, but he's stopping arms shipments before they can get across the border, stealing the goods and giving them to the mob. It's time for you to expose his connections to the Russian mob. One please, then immediately we are gonna do him in the same way we did Chavez. This is a very interesting computer. Who was here? Some kind of Grey Cardinal? Like eliminated people, and that is something interesting. So, security hub. I came from here, right? I bashed through. Why can't I climb? Ah, because it's here. Okay. And this is what? Spirits. Okay. We have wine, let's drink it. And now take spirits. You know, you should not increase the proof. So, spirits gone. Vodka now replaces. I think this is a work table of a MIT specialist. Painkillers. You're tired. You have to seriously be the shittiest sports columnist in the country. I can't believe you approve of this trade. It's the worst move that this team has made since they gave up on Kerry in 2012. I hope you choke on your sandwich at lunch, the #1 fan. Finally, Kate, are you writing this article on Strasbourg's retirement? What do you think? First Bella HOF? By the way, I'm studying a weekly column devoted to the Enhanced Hockey League. I'm finally caving. Still think it's far too violent and that someone's gonna die on one day because of the speed they play it, but there is no doubt about how exciting it is. Plus, it's the fastest rising sport out there and the bosses haven't stopped putting the pressure on me for 6 months now, still not touching it. Odd combat though, rep. Can I take painkillers? No, I cannot. Well, I can drink vodka and take painkillers, because vodka I don't need. Painkillers might come in handy. Alarmed. There is a purse somewhere. Where? How come? How come there is a person?
I'll find you, you little shit.
What? Where? Just... There is a person? How? Where? From? Where is he? I think he heard my hit through the wall and came to check. Now, maybe I didn't. No, I did. Turret domination. Turret domination. So, what's your problem? Turret's not connected. I feel so cheated. Spent one praxis point on nothing. Oh, this is the... How did I miss it? Oh, seriously, this is the hub that controls the turret. Automatic unlocking device. I'll use it's more handy. So painkiller use. It's more expensive than painkiller. Oh, all right. I missed the hub.
Access granted.
Disable. Well, the thing is that you have to be more attentive, you freaking think. Right. Well, I've closed this gestalt. Now, let's move back to this interesting place. I'm still curious what was at the end of the corridor. So here we have explored. Now here is what?
I'll find you, you little shit.
Maybe he's upstairs. What's this place? What? What is this? Is it where I...
I'll find you, you little shit.
I think it's this initial location, right? It's yeah, I think it's this one. Huh. So I could get down by several ways. Makes sense. Jump, Jensen, jump. Jump, just jump, please, Jensen. Thank you. Why did I use this? Cars dive? It's called. Now, and I see some people. Well, I think they're upstairs, like very upstairs. Now I go to. Oh, another wall to bash through. Guess what? Traveler update. I imagine this will lead me...
Jensen, I've been tracking your progress through the 3D layout. You're close to the funicular.
Any chance it's sitting there waiting for me?
Where would the fun be in that? You'll have to call it and wait. Oh, and Jensen, when you do, they're going to know where you are.
Summon the funicular. That sounds like summon the dead. And this place is what?
We've got options to every room in the building. If he decides to come down here, he won't get very far.
Don't really follow. What is here? The official way. Man, that's long. Level 1. Level 1. So many clicks. Why?
Access granted.
Script kidding. So, funicular zone. That's where I left the vent. Oh. Lovely standing, guys. Very much to my convenience. And anything on you? Pocket secretary. It says storage room. No interest. So, it's quite a beautiful sky. Of course, I can't pass by, right? I have to explore. So there is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there. Right. Sector clear. I mean, clear. I mean, I understand what this sector is about. Let's see the doors. And that's a storage room, locker room. So, oh, what's this? Nothing, which is legible. Whoa. Okay. Plus. The game definitely makes fun of me. Even this I have full. Anyone has praxis in his locker? Her locker? No, if they have female soldiers here. Now, let's bash through. What for? Pathfinder. And we broke into something that has a code in it, right? So let's collect some more experience.
Access granted.
So this has heavy rifle ammunition, automatic unlocking device. Now I have full pack of heavy rifle ammunition already. Are you serious? Now what can I drop? Because there is a, well, dire necessity to drop something. Oh, come on, Andy, stop that! You have 60,000 credits. Stop. Enough. Enough. You have enough resources. Just play the game. Sorry guys, have to convince myself about this. They're really testing me. patience. Why? Why do I deserve this? So, wait, one door and second door. So, two door place. Room. Right? Now, if I enter here, I imagine I won't be really welcome. Now, I want to know where... Don't you want to check your friend? Where is the security hub? Oh, there is some vent. Let's check where it leads to. The funicular. No. Later. I want to figure out how to disable these freaking devices. Need this. It's still ammunition. Grenades. Ah, you saw that. It's there. It's there. Oh, how convenient. There is a special corridor to the security hub.
Access granted.
Off the camera, disable the turret. Wait. Off with the camera. Thanks. Alright. Whoa. Caused a big turmoil. Mines. A lot of mines. Gas grenade. What if I drop this gas grenade and take mines? Ah, they're too big. Alright. Too bad. But fine. Oh, security alarm. Also some experience. And yeah.
Access granted.
Okay, so I could have come. What's this door? It's what? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Now this I understand. Well, that means that that corridor that I used was something different. So let's check what it leads to. I think I already started hitting myself. Whoa! Wow! How wonderful.
That's done it. They'll be converging on your position, and the funicular will take some time to get there. It isn't a high-speed elevator.
Great.
Not to worry. I'm sure your new friends will make the wait interesting. I'll keep you up to date on its progress.
Thanks for nothing, Francis.
Someone hiding over there? I'm following you! Move on!
Got stuck. The boxes. Oh.
Possible visual.
Jump. Jensen, please. Stop. Jump. Freaking.
I do not have a confirmation yet!
Hostile in the area. Keep searching.
That was.
Over there!
What?
All yours! Not
Whoa. I didn't agree to that. Well, that's pretty. Well, finally, the game becomes more comprehensive. It starts to be aware that people could see things, right? So I appreciate that.
Try me now! Make the call!
Where is he?
Now they think he's there. Now they think him there. Right. Oh.
Something suspicious! Stay on patrol!
Find you, little shit.
The funicular is halfway there, Jensen.
Can you not look my way, please?
Go! Go! Got him! Billy call! Intruder!
I know you're still here.
Make the call! Go! 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 Go!
So you don't want to wake to go to sleep. Amazing.
Hey, what happened?
Sounds like trouble.
Hold it!
You running?
Whoa, another? What? I didn't see this. How did I? What?
I know you're still here.
Find cover.
Your ride is there, Jensen. Get moving.
What a surprise. There was a way out that I just missed. Good shit. How did that happen? I didn't explore the area properly, apparently. And they're guarding. So they're guarding. They know I'm here somewhere.
He's on the run. Search pattern
Man down! I think he's alive! Check condition, and we'll search the area!
Jensen, I'm beginning to think that not everything is what it appears to be at Pike's Communications.
And what gave you that idea? The hidden sub-basement, the fact that a 24-hour news network has been cleared of all workers, or the heavily armed guards trying to kill me?
Spare me the sarcasm. I'm talking about how easy it's been to bypass the firewall and access their systems. At least, parts of them.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean, I feel as if I'm being directed to some areas of the network and kept away from others. Only no security system I know of can do that on the fly.
Figure it out later, Pritchard. If I'm gonna catch Miss Kassan in action, I need a more accurate destination than the secret lair.
The hollow processing cloud you encountered in room 404 was accompanied by a massive power spike. The spike originated in one of the sub-basement's bigger rooms, 80211. I suspect that's where she broadcasts from.
News is everywhere. Wow. That's really a long way, you know. But I'm kind of enjoying the thing. Levels. Camera. Immediately camera. But I think no people yet. So I think, guys, that's where I'm going to save my game, because I'm beginning to lose my voice, and it's been quite a long while. So, and I'm kind of, well, I want to enjoy the moment of meeting this Eliza. I forgot already her name. Sorry, Eliza. Whoever, something like Kassan, I think Kassan, Eliza Kassan. So, yep, and thank you much for joining me, for watching, and see you quite soon, I think, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, next week, definitely, maybe tomorrow, and wish you a wonderful weekend, and hello to YouTube who watches there. Bye.